Okay, so we just finished example one. Make sure that you guys have copied that down. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next example. And we are still on adding and subtracting the note page that you guys had. So now let's look at our next example, guys. We are subtracting. The reason we know is because it's a subtraction sign in the middle. Okay. So remember with subtracting, we got two steps. It is distribute a negative and combine like terms. So the very first thing I'm going to do is distribute a negative. Remember that it's an understood one here. And remember the multiplication rule, the integer rule of multiplication. Anytime you multiply two negative numbers together, it's going to give you a positive number. Okay. So we got -1 times a -12. This is going to give me a positive 12 because a negative times a negative will give me a positive. And I'm going to keep the y to the fifth power. Then we have a negative times a positive. So -1 times a positive 4 is going to give me a -4 y to the third. And then finally, we have a negative times a positive again. And in this case, we're going to have a negative 14y squared. Okay. This left-hand side, I didn't do anything to it, so I'm just bringing it down. So the left side, we had 3y to the fifth plus 8y to the third. Finally, minus 10y squared. Okay. So now I did the first step, which was distribute a negative. The second step says now just combine your like terms. So let's identify our like terms. We have y to the fifth. We have y to the fifth. We have y to the third and y negative 4y to the third. And then we have y squared and y squared. Okay. So now I'm literally just combining my like terms. So 3y to the fifth plus 12y to the fifth is going to give me 15y to the fifth. Now we got to the third power. 8y to the third minus 4y to the third is going to give me 4y to the third power. And the last one we had, so I did this two, and I did these two. The last one that we have now is y to the second power. So we have a negative 10y squared minus 14y squared. Remember, two negatives, one adding and subtracting gives you a bigger negative. So in this case, I actually have negative 24y squared. And if you don't believe me, double check in your calculator. So that's the final answer, guys, for example number 2. And again, we are on the note page that we did the other day when we went over the polynomial vocabulary. Pause the video at this time to copy down this example. All right. Example number 3. Again, we are subtracting. The reason I know is because I see a subtraction sign in the middle. First thing I'm going to do is distribute the negative. Since I'm not doing anything to the left-hand side and bringing it down, I'm just going to bring it down. So we got negative 7n to the second power plus 8n minus 4. And then now let's multiply. Again, two negatives timed together, multiply together, give you a positive. So a negative 1 times, and then remember this is a 1. Negative 1 times a negative 11 is going to give me a positive 11. And it was an n attached, so I'm going to keep the n. So positive 11n. Negative 1 times a positive 2 is going to give me a negative 2. And then finally, a negative 1 times a negative 14. Again, two negatives give you a positive. This will give you 14 n squared. Okay, so I did the first step, which was distribute a negative. The next step is now combine my like terms. Guys, you can color code, you can draw shapes, just whichever one works best for you. So we got n to the second power, and we have another n to the second power. So here's one set of like terms. I do a square down those, or a rectangle. And then I have 8n and 11n. I just drew a line under those. And then finally, I have two constants, which is the negative 4 and negative 2. Okay, so now that I identify what my like terms are, I'm going to go ahead and write out my solution. So I have a negative 7n squared plus 14 is going to give me a positive 7n squared. I have a negative, and I already did these, so I can cross these out. Let me know I did them. I have a positive 8n plus 11n, which will give me 19n. I can cross these out because I already combined those. And then finally, I have a negative 4 and a negative 2, which is going to give me a negative, a bigger negative, a negative 6. Okay, so that's the final answer for this one, guys. Pause the video at this time to copy down this one, this example. The very last example that I have and will be done is example 4. So we know that we are doing addition, and again, you know, because you got the plus sign in the middle. But addition, you just combine like terms. So I'm gonna just go ahead and rewrite this expression without the parentheses. So we have negative 10k squared plus 7k plus 6k to the fourth minus 14 minus 4k to the fourth minus 14k. Pretty long problem, but we'll get through it. So first, all I did was drop the parentheses. Now I'm just looking for my like terms. So we have, looking at our like terms, we have 6k to the fourth and negative 4k to the fourth. We have plus 7k minus 14k. And that's it. We don't have anything to the second power, and we don't have any other constant besides negative 14. So let's go ahead and combine our like terms. So 7k minus 4k is, 7k minus 14k is going to give me a 7k, negative 7. Negative 7k. Okay. And then we have positive 6k to the fourth minus 4k to the fourth. So 6 minus 4 is going to give me a plus 2k to the fourth. All right, and everything else, I'm just bringing down. So I'm bringing this negative 10k squared down, and I'm bringing the 14 down because negative 14 down because I didn't do anything with it. So now I got minus 10k squared. Ooh, that was sloppy. Like the k is an exponent. Minus 10k squared. And then I have minus 10k squared. Oh, and then minus 14. Okay. Now, only thing that's wrong with this is that it needs to be in standard form. And I say this over and over and over again because with polynomial expressions, everything has to be in standard form. So I'm actually going to rewrite this in standard form. So our highest exponent, remember that's from highest to lowest exponent, is going to be 2k to the fourth. And then we got negative 10k squared. And then you're going to have a negative 7k. And then finally, your constant, which doesn't have any exponent, which is 0, will be minus 14. So this is your final answer for example 4. It will freeze at the end. This will be your final answer, guys, for example 4. If you have any additional questions for adding and subtracting polynomials, please let me know. Let's look at what the classwork is. The classwork for this day will be to just finish all the assignments from this week. I'm not giving out any new work, guys. So once you are done, then you are done, and you'll be completely finished. Again, pause the video at this time if you haven't gotten a look, haven't gotten an opportunity to copy down example 4. Other than that, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to ask me. Have a great day, guys. Bye.